everybody. My name is Arjun Singh. I'm the Business Development Manager at Murdoch University, Perth, Western Australia. I'm here today to talk to you about a few offerings that Murdoch has for both undergraduate as well as postgraduate students. And I'll be taking on questions. So in case any of you have a question, please put it in the chat box and we can take it from there. To tell a little bit about Murdoch University is based in Perth, Western Australia. It's the top 70 under 50 years universities in the world. It's also ranked in the top 70 universities in the Asia Pacific region. We also have campuses in Dubai and Singapore. So students who feel that they would want to rather start right now than wait for Australian borders to open, there are opportunities available to begin your undergraduate courses at Dubai, do maybe a semester or two, and then transfer to our main campus at Perth. Murdoch University currently is offering majority of their programs online. So students do not need to wait to start the studies till the borders open. You can start online. We have given the flexibility for students to undertake as low as 2 units. If they feel, there's some challenges, we can understand, it's a new concept, it's a new process. Studying online, the assessments and the examinations. So if you feel comfortable with just 2 units, you can do 2 units or three, or the full course load of 4 units. The advantage for students studying online would be that we are offering a flat 40% discount for all students who start online with us in this semester one or trimester one this year. Uh, Again, another special advantage of starting online is that within the first 4 weeks, that is before the census date, if any student feels that they are not being able to cope up with the studies or they're finding it difficulty due to, let's say, the time zone difference or the internet connectivity issues, we are happy to provide a full 100% refund within the first 4 weeks. So students can be, Roshi, yes, the answer to your question is yes. It's a flat 40% discount on all the subjects that you study in that first semester. So like I said, you can take 4 subjects, 3 subjects, or 2 subjects on that semester. For those subjects, we'll give you a flat 40% discount for online, starting online.
Yeah, Mr. Arjun, just a follow-up question for that. So the 40% discount won't be for the semester fee. It would be only for the subjects that the student will take. Am I
The
correct?
student wishes to continue, like, typically without online, you go to Australia, you will be studying 4 units. That is the average course load an international student is supposed to take. So if you
Right.
look at it that way, if a student is happy to take on the full course load, that is the entire 40% discount on the entire semester fees. But if you decide you want to study lesser units than that to see if you are able to cope up or not, so we will give you a discount on the number of units.
Right, right. So a follow-up question to that. Now, a lot of international students are reluctant to, start online, right? What do you see as the benefits of, starting courses online, in your
This is
university?
something that the students as well as us people who are sitting here and trying to convince students, recruit students, have been thinking about what are the possibilities and what are the advantages. And I would say one of the biggest advantages is that there's going to be no delay in your education. Like you don't have to. The COVID pandemic has wiped off majority of the last year, and vaccines are coming, people are being starting to get vaccinated. Maybe Australia will start it in the next month or two, but there's no surety that the borders will open in 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. We can't speculate that. In the meantime, you should not have to wait to gain education. I would recommend students to start their online studies, and use this time to reduce their costs, in terms of, like, we are offering a 40% discount on tuition fees, and you'll have substantial savings for your living expenses. You're actually not living in Australia. You don't have to pay the living cost for Australia. Sitting out of your home and gaining at least 1 semester of knowledge. Now, if case in case you think that it's going to affect anything in terms of your post-study work rights or anything like that, that is also not true. The government has told us that all students who are studying online who have a student visa can use that online component into their post-study work time. So there is actually very little drawbacks for students to start it. It's sort of something which has taught even us. I'm actually sitting at my home and working, talking to you all from home. So it is the need of the time to adapt, to change, and to I guess it's the future is probably online. Even if students do go overseas to study, certain components of their units are online. Assignments are submitted online. There are discussions that happen online. So I guess it's a good way to sort of get acclimatized to the changing dynamics of the world we live in today.
Right, right. So what you're saying is, it's better to start online and reduce your educational gap because,
Yeah.
online study period is also considered as that you have studied.
You are studying.
And yeah, so even if you look at the current context, I believe uh, starting online would be better for students because, the world is moving towards the, more online driven platforms. Am I correct, Mr. Arjun?
Correct. So if you look at all industries, not just our education industry, not just people who are in the tech world, majority of the industries have shifted towards online mode. We have things like Zoom, we have Microsoft Teams, we have Google Hangouts. People are working on that, collaborating on that. Last year we also artists coming out with new online OTT platforms. They're releasing their albums online. So I believe that this is sort of like a shift, paradigm shift in terms of how we look at communicating with a computer, not just for only emails, but to actually continue working and being productive uh, in the coming future. So even if hopefully the pandemic should pass us by soon, we all get rid of it and the world goes back to normal. But I believe there will be a very strong shift towards building things online, so that like we have now realized that we can reach a far more wider audience than just having students come to us. Maybe in the future students can come to Australia, and maybe who can't come to Australia for whatever reason, maybe it is cost, maybe it is they want to stay at their home countries, we can start giving out education to wider audiences.
I see. I see. What are the courses that Murdoch University is actually popular for in Australia?
Right. So see, Murdoch University is a member of the Innovative Research Universities grouping, IRU. That's a grouping of 8 universities which do a lot of research in Australia. Our research is basically focused on food sciences, health sciences, and environmental sciences. So we are actually we have a Phenome Center, Murdoch University Phenome Center, which is actually working right now with laboratories across the world to sort of isolate this COVID virus and also help in developing a vaccine for that. In terms of what students can actually currently go and study in, we have good programs in business school. So students can study undergraduate business programs in a host of different specializations. We have management, marketing, and advertising, finance, economics. Students can choose to do dual majors in these in the same cost, same duration. We also have Masters of Business Administration. So there are two MBAs that Murdoch University offers. One of them is MBA Global, which does not require any work experience. Students who have recently graduated or have 2 to 3 years of experience can come in for that. And we also have MBA Executive, so students who have 3+ years of experience. Uh, Again, in the business faculty, we have a lot of health related courses. So students from medical background, dentistry background, pharmacy background, nursing background can come and do Masters of Health Administration, Masters of Healthcare Management. You can also combine MBA with Healthcare Management, as well as MBA with Masters of Information Technology. So MBA plus IT or MBA with Healthcare Management. At the bachelor's level, we also have a very good nursing program. So students who are, in their high school who are looking to become registered certified nurses in Australia, we have a 3 year fully certified program. Once you complete that, you will be eligible to practice as a nurse in any part of Australia. That includes more than 100 hours of on hands experience in different hospitals, clinics, and aged care centers around Western Australia. Then coming to engineering, we offer electrical power engineering, mechanical engineering, chemical and metallurgical engineering, So engineering is there. We have started a new course, I think 2 years ago, in renewable and sustainable energy. So this is a course which is sort of got a lot of demand in the future. People coming from power generation background, people coming from physics background, people coming from sustainability, environmental sciences can come in for that. So it's like a combination of how renewable energy systems are, generated and designed, as well as how they are marketed, how carbon management works. Murdoch University also offers excellent programs in information technology. So we have bachelors of IT with six different specializations, from games development, physics and nanotechnology, uh, cybersecurity, as well as we offer masters of information technology with three different specializations. One is artificial intelligence and data science, IT management, and cyber forensics and security. So these are some of the popular programs that we see from India and South Asian region. I
I see.
guess
I
there's
see.
a
So,
question from Rushi. When is the first semester application closure date? So Rushi, Murdoch University, our business school operates in a trimester model. So we have January, May, and August, and other programs work in February and July format. So for January now, it will be late in case you were looking for business, but for February, we are still accepting applications. Typically, I would say 6 weeks before the start of a course would be the last date that we would entertain an application. And second is, if a Bachelor of Law is done, is it possible to apply for a business related master's? Yes. I actually met a student yesterday only on a virtual event. She had done a combined BA LLB program and wanted to go for an MBA course. And that is something that we can, allow. If you are looking for a combination program at the undergraduate level of business and law, we also offer that. So we have a 4-year law degree. If you want to combine business with it, it becomes a combined 5-year program. What is the difference between a major postgraduate water treatment and desalination and Masters of Sustainable Development? Okay, Kasun, sustainable development basically deals with a lot more than just water treatment. Sustainable development will deal with waste management, will deal with community development into a certain degree, rebuilding newer societies, as well as places which have been affected by, let's say, natural disasters, as well as war, or any other kind of sort of harm that has come to communities. So sustainable development basically deals with water treatment and desalination is something which is a requirement for every country, wherein you will learn how water can be treated and reused, as well as how to generate systems and machines and processes through chemistry, through biology, through engineering, how to make saline water potable. Sustainable development is towards development. Let's say you want to develop a new, uh, you know, um, industry. You want to develop a new sort of factory. You want to develop a new colony. All these things. The people who would do masters in sustainable development will come in and sort of look at the environmental impacts. Will look at the way this is going to affect the ecosphere around that project. So it is a bit different in those two regards.
right. We have a few more questions in the Q&A. So a student is asking anonymously, if a student start his course online, can he complete the first year even if the borders open? Can he complete the first year locally and then fly for the second year?
Yes, that is possible. If you're going for an undergraduate program, you can do your first year in Sri Lanka and then request for an advanced standing. So based on the subjects that you study in Australia, we will map it to what we teach in our first year, and depending on how similar they are, we can obviously give you credits for that. So it could be entirely for 1 year credit, or if it's a bit different, like you're going for maybe a slightly different course, it might be 6 months of credit exemption that we can provide you. But mostly students doing first year in business, information technology, arts, IT, and they will get full 1 year credit exemptions for that. I would not recommend this for
I see.
master's
I see.
students. Yeah, so because if you do 1 year of masters in Sri Lanka and come for only 1 year in Australia, then you will probably miss out on the post-study work opportunities that Australia offers for postgraduate students.
Understood. Understood. For a postgraduate and undergraduate, is there a difference in the time you have to study in Australia, or is it same? You have to study for 2 years to get your post-study work visa for both
For
postgraduate
both
and
of them,
undergraduate students?
the requirement by the Department of Home Affairs is that a minimum requirement study period of 2 years is mandatory to be eligible for post-study work visa. So if you are studying a postgraduate course, ensure that it is 2 years. And majority of the undergraduate courses are as it is at least 3 years or more. So if you're going for business, IT, it will be 3 years. If you're going for engineering or law or maybe some other creative arts, it might be 4 years. I think there's another question in the Q&A
Understood.
regarding
Understood.
nursing.
So yeah.
Unfortunately, right now we are not offering nursing online. So the next available intake for nursing at Murdoch University would be July 2021. Yes, Rushi, there are scholarships available for international students. Like I said, 40% is for the online, but in case you want to come beyond that, let's say, borders are open for the next available intake, we are offering international welcome scholarship of up to $12,000 for the entire course duration. That is spread across all years. It's not just 12,000 every year. So it will be like 5,000 given, 6,000 given in first year, 4,000 in second year, and 2,000 in third year. So 642 becomes 12 for a bachelor's of business. Let's say you're going for a master's of business, it will be 6 and 4, it will become 10. So 12,000 is for a 3-year course. So that is a international welcome scholarship. We're offering all applicants who come to Murdoch University in 2021.
We have another question in the Q&A. Anonymous attendee is asking if she can take her husband along with her. Can you please tell us, Mr. Arjun, can she do that for bachelor's or master's?
See, there is no restrictions in taking your spouse, be it a husband or a wife, along with you while you're studying in Australia. There are no guidelines that state that you can or cannot take. We look at an overall profile of the applicant as well as the profile of the spouse. I would typically say that I would not encourage undergraduate students to go for a bachelor's degree along with a spouse. That mainly it is because there's a high chance that the visa might not be approved. For postgraduate students, if the applicant and the spouse are both at the same education level, they can sufficiently satisfy the financial requirements required for the living expenses in Australia, then yeah, there are no issues. Charit, I think you're on mute.
Yeah, apologies for everyone. So Roshi is asking if a person who has a bachelor's in quantity survey, can she follow a project management master's, and is it available in Murdoch Perth
I,
campus?
I am very sure that yes, quantity surveying students can go in for project management, but unfortunately, Murdoch University doesn't offer that program. The closest that we can do is MBA Global, which sort of gives you a holistic teaching experience in how to manage in any industry. So you will learn aspects from organizational behavior to managing marketing to advertisement to all of those things in a sort of a combined program, but it is not oriented towards project management. That
Understood.
includes
If I ask another question, yeah.
yes. I'm just going to drop a link of our MBA Global in the chat box so that students can have a look at this course. This is the MBA Global that we offer. have a go through the course content, and if you feel that this is suitable for you, please, you can get in touch with Gateway or University Hub, and we can, take it from there.
Okay. Mr. Arjun, if a student has done his bachelor's and master's already in, let's say, as an example, in information technology, can he go for another master's, for example, for a MBA program?
Yes, they could. Let's say applicant has done masters in IT and has been working for, let's say, 2 or 3 years in the field of IT. He feels that by doing a MBA program, they will be, he can demonstrate and can, sort of articulate that in his statement of purpose, SOP, that doing an MBA program is actually going to help him, get to a next level in his career profile. Then yes, we are happy to look at that application. We do have a lot of students who have done a master's in a different field and want to come into the management side of it. So we can take the applicants into the MBA program.
I see. And another thing is, Mr. Arjun, we see a lot of students, they like to study in either Melbourne or either Sydney. So what would be the plus points if a student comes to Perth to study?
Yeah. So Perth, as I think if you look at the map of Australia, Perth is located towards the western side of Australia, west coast. It is the closest city in Australia from South Asia. So the time zone difference would be only 2.5 hours, firstly, as compared to 5.5 hours. So that makes talking back and forth quite easier. The biggest advantage for students would be actually the cost of living, as well as Perth is the regional, considered a regional city. So in Sydney and Melbourne, students would get a 2-year work visa. In Perth, you will be eligible to get a 3-year work visa after you study for 2 years. Coming back to the cost of living, all international students who come to Perth and study in any of the universities will receive a 40% discount on all public transportation. So that's, trains, metros, ferries, everything is 40% discounted for students. The cost of living, by, I think there was a 2018 survey, Sydney is ranked 10th most expensive city in the world. Melbourne is at 16th and Perth is at 48th. So what that means is that living in Perth is 80% cheaper than Sydney and 40% more cheaper than Melbourne. So your average weekly rent, your food, your transportation overall will be much, much lower. As well as, like I said, you can avail extra year of post-study work rights. Uh, Apart from these things, I guess Perth, I've lived there for 7-8 years. I think the weather is beautiful. It is the sunniest city in Australia with officially 300 days of sunshine. We've got a lot of amazing beaches, north and south. There's a lot of activities for students. Sporting events happen quite often. And lastly, traveling to Perth is quicker and faster. So, from Singapore, it is just a 5-hour flight. If you look at Melbourne, Sydney, those are, 11 hours away from Singapore.
I see. I see. So in terms of job opportunities, does Perth have the same amount of job opportunities that you find in Melbourne or Sydney? Or how does it work, Mr.
The
Arjun?
interesting fact about Perth is that actually, if you look at the number of companies that are operational in Perth, Perth has the largest number of ASX 500 headquartered companies. So the ASX is the Australian Stock Exchange. If you look at the top 500 companies in the Australian Stock Exchange, Perth is home to the majority of them. So there are more ASX 500 companies located in Perth than Sydney as well as Melbourne. The flip side of it, this is obviously the operations in certain aspects are not as large as Sydney or Melbourne because of the population size. Perth is the capital of Western Australia, which is the largest state in Australia. It accounts for almost 50% of all Australian exports, which is mainly due to mining. But what students need to understand is mining has a host of related industries. So, mining requires accountants, mining requires nurses, mining requires IT engineers, mining requires, all sorts of other fields as well. So companies which are operating in Perth uh, do have a lot of jobs. Probably, let's say if you look at just one core sector, like IT or something like that, it might not be the same number of jobs. But when you look at the number of people applying for those jobs, That will be, the ratio will be much better in Perth. So for example, a student doing an MBA wants to look at managerial level jobs starting in Sydney. Maybe they have 5,000 jobs, but in Perth there are 2,000 jobs. But the number of people applying for those 5,000 jobs in Sydney will be much, much larger than compared to Perth. So your chances of getting a job is much better in Perth. So what we'll do is we'll go through a few slides about Murdoch University, and which will give the students a bit of a more chance to know. So Murdoch University, like I was saying, we are a bit of a different university, and we are proud of that fact. If you can go on to the next slide, please. So Murdoch University was established in 1975, and it is the second oldest university in Perth. We have graduated over 13,500 students from over 100 countries at our Perth campus. Murdoch offers over 200 quality undergraduate and graduate degrees. If you look at the student ratio, 81% of our student population is studying at the undergraduate level and 19% at the graduate level. Next slide, please.
Hold on, Mr. Arjun. I think having a small technical difficulty. Hold on.
Not a problem. Just continuing on the student breakdown, Murdoch University student population is 60% domestic Australian, but we have 24% international students studying at our Singapore and Dubai campus. 16% of the population at our Perth campus is international. And again, like 81% studies at the undergraduate level, 19 at the postgraduate level. Next slide.
Yeah, Mr. Arjun, I think I'll have to minimize the slides and keep, if that's okay with
no
you.
problem.
Okay.
Yeah, coming to Perth, like I was explaining, it is the responsible for 46% of all of Australia's exports. It is capital of Australia's largest state, and the fourth point there is most Australian stock exchange 100 head offices in Australia. WA is also known as Australia's mining hub and is the largest iron ore producer in the world. Next slide. I think, yeah. Murdoch, Perth is also ranked in the Times top 50 places in 2019 to visit. And it is the sunniest city in Australia with more than 300 days of sunshine per year. So weather is very Mediterranean. It doesn't get very hot or it doesn't get very cold. So it's, I guess the perfect weather in Australia. If you can have a look at the next slide, there's a small video, which if you hear that. On the left bottom, there's a play button.
Hold on. Yeah.
So as you can see, there's some sights and sounds of Perth, the beaches that are available, the sort of wildlife. These are quokkas that are only found in Rottnest Island off the coast of Perth. Again, it is ranked the most affordable capital city in Australia. So your cost of living will be very, very low. You don't have to worry about, your expenses. It's got a very thriving nightlife. It's, foods, culture, sort of a amalgamation of all different cultures. You'll find a lot of restaurants from different parts of the world. This is where we are located. It's very close to the city center actually. So if you get on a train, Murdoch University is just 11 minutes away from the main CBD. So going into the city for shopping, socializing, part-time work becomes very easy. And just to build upon the 40% discount, which is offered on all trains, buses, and ferries for international students. Just some visuals of our campus, our lecture halls, our field, experiments. Yeah, so now I'm going to probably talk a little bit about what a student experience is at Murdoch University. If we can just go to the next slide and play that video. So this is again a few highlights of what a student life encompasses while you're studying at Murdoch University. There's a lot of support structure in at Murdoch University. There's peer supported study that you can enroll in. There's a 24-hour helpline that is manned by senior international students. If in case you're having trouble with your studies, your finances, anything, you can get in touch with them. Murdoch University has a very strong career placement cell. So what they will do is they will let you know that, okay, these are the jobs that are available in Perth, in Australia, from your field. In these are the companies that you can apply to. What are the processes for applying? Helping with your resume building. And in case there are any Murdoch alumni working in that company, they will help make sure you get in touch with them. This is sort of our bush code, the hub of our university. All around it is, the classrooms. This is the main sort of heart of Murdoch University. You can see some, health facilities that we offer. We also have a food court which has 11 different outlets for all different types of food choices. There's a mini supermarket available on campus where students can buy, lunch. If you're living on campus, you don't need to travel to, the city to buy your groceries as well. So just it's a sort of a community living. There's a lot of guilds also, so you can be part of any guild or a sports team, things like that. We also, in the bush code, we in the summers we have outdoor cinemas, which is free for students. So every week there'll be one movie running, and students, it's outdoor cinema with snacks, with soft drinks. Students can come and have a good time during that as well. Coming on to accommodation, how students can stay. So we have, there are different host of options students can do. You can either decide to, next slide, you can stay on campus. So we have an apartment style living. So there'll be apartment from 4 rooms all the way up to 8 rooms, and a shared living area. So it is fully furnished. So what you can see in the picture here, the desk, the bed, the almirah is provided to you in your own private room. In the living area, the kitchen is fully furnished. There is, washing facility. You get access to recreational area, pool table, swimming pool, basketball court, all of that, starting from $140 per week. Other than that, if you can go to the one more slide down. Uh, So you can see just a few photos of the campus living. That's the living room in a shared apartment. That's a swimming pool that we have, and the volleyball, beach volleyball court, basketball courts. This is all on campus. So students who come here, it's very, I would recommend all students to at least experience this for one semester, as this helps you, not to worry about which train do I have to take, which bus do I have to take. You're on campus, you can walk to the classroom. There's everything is provided for you. You can make friends very, conveniently. Once you do finish that summer and make friends, you can go on to other accommodation options. So if you go to the next slide, we have off-campus accommodations where students can do share houses. So you can, 2 or 3 of your friends can come together and take an apartment together, or live with an Australian family. I guess we have talked about the degrees. We could do is we could go down to maybe the scholarships. These are basically the study areas that Murdoch University offers. So business and law faculty, creative arts and communication, engineering, teaching, social and cultural studies, information technology and sciences. If you can go to the benefits of studying online, yes, this one. So just wanted to reiterate to students that, you should at least give it a try. Like online international welcome scholarship, we are offering off for 40% for the February as well as the July intake. In case students are not happy with the studies before the census date, we are happy to offer 100% discount. There's a lot of research and commitment and support structure that has gone around online study as well. So you'll get a quality online study experience. uh, you can start your studies from home. You can choose to study with 1, 2, 3 or 4 units. You will save on living expenses, and you will sort of get a head start into the ever changing and digital economy that we are heading towards. Like I was saying earlier, we are offering international scholarships apart from the online one. So let's say once you finish your online and come to us face to face, you will be getting an international welcome scholarship valued at up to $12,000. Again, it is spread across your entire duration. So for a Bachelor of Business 3-year course, you get 6,000 in your first year, 4,000 in your second year, and 2,000 in your third year. 642. For an MBA program, it is only 2 years. You get 6,000 and 4,000, so $10,000. So it depends on the duration. This is the maximum amount that we are offering. And I guess this is a video of a student, but we can skip that for the time being. I guess we are running a bit short on time. We can get back to the Q&A if students have any other questions.
Sure. Yeah, one student is asking to apply for this scholarship. Is the scholarship available for psychology and counseling? If so, what are the requirements to be eligible for the scholarship, Mr. Arjun?
Uh, so if you're going for an undergraduate psychology or a counseling program, you just need to get scores in your high school and IELTS or Pearson's Test of English. I think for undergraduate, it is 6.5 in each module. For postgraduate counseling, you need 7.0 in overall and 6.5 in each module. For masters in psychology programs, that is a bit sort of a longer process because you have to get your overseas degrees, your bachelor's in psychology, recognized by the APS, Australian Psychological Society. So that is a paid assessment that students need to get done before they can apply to us. But if you are looking at counseling, yes, you can do a bachelor's in counseling or psychology in Sri Lanka and directly come to us. And yes, the International Welcome Scholarship is available for these two programs also.
I see. Just one last question to conclude our session, Mr. Arjun. If a student enrolls online, can he start the program before launching his visa application?
You can definitely. So once you have a COE and you enrolled online, you can start your online studies. The visa application can happen. The statement from the Home Affairs is that all your studies done while holding a visa. Let's say your visa has an approval date of 1st February. So your study period will be counted for 1st February. That is the only criteria. If you want, but you can start online. Maybe a week or two before, it won't affect your post-study work rights.
Understood.
Yes,
Understood.
Rushi, you can get a conditional offer. You just need to submit your academic details with us and just submit your confirmation of that your exam is set for 1st February. We can process that application and roll out a conditional offer for you.
All right, then. Thank you so much, Mr. Arjun, for your valuable time and information. I'm sure all our attendees found it, very helpful. And thank you, everyone, for
yeah. Tell everybody that in case you have any further queries or questions, please get in touch with University Hub or Gateway Abroad, and they will connect you to me, and I'll be happy to take on more questions once you have. you can direct it through them.
Great. Thank you so much, Mr. Ardun. All right. Thank you everyone for joining with us today. And if you have any further questions, you can connect with one of our counselors through calling us on 070-10-700 or you can visit our website, the internationaluniversityhub.com, or you can connect with us through Facebook and Instagram as well. So have a nice day, everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Charit. Bye bye.